Let's talk about upgrading big box bikes, really big box bikes in general, if they are a good idea. And I want to lead off by asking you a question. I want you to comment down in the comments with your response to this question. Are you the type person that in regards to getting into mountain biking, you say save up and get a really good bike shop mountain bike that you might spend $1,000, $2,000 on, whatever, even if it's an entry level one that you spend $600 or so on? Are you the type that says save up and only then get into it, even if it means you have to save for a year, 2 years, whatever the case? Or are you the type person that says, no, I want to get into it now, even if that means I have to buy a budget bike like this one? This is a Schwinn Axum Sport, at least the frame from a Schwinn Axum Sport. You can buy these at Walmart for just a few $100s. And in my opinion, you can ride these out on the trail as is to find out if you're even gonna like it. And then they're quite capable, at least in my opinion. They are upgradable. I'm about to do it in the process. It's gonna be part of this video. We talk about that. So comment below. Which side of that argument are you on? Because there seem to be two definitive sides. I will say that I think mountain biking is one of those things that either you're gonna get into it at that time when you're thinking about it, or you're probably not. Because time has a way of doing things. So if you're having to save for a year to get a bike rather than buying something you could be riding that day and then upgrading to grow with your needs, at least in my experience and this is all my opinion here, I think that saving's just a higher chance you won't ever end up doing it. And I can give you some examples in this video of how that can be the case. Because life happens. I've got 4 builds that I'm currently working on, and my goal was to get them all complete by Christmas. But that's not going to happen. That might actually be a good thing, because I think people might get bikes for Christmas and then start upgrading them after Christmas. So, this YouTube channel probably helped me to have stuff to be doing at that point in time so people can see fresh content with some upgrades going on. But really, I wanted to get them done before Christmas. I'm only going to be able to get one done now because of life. And this particular build, this Axum Sport 27.5, I have every single part for this build except for wheels. I made a video. I talked about finding these, well, at least a complete wheel and then just a rim. But other than the wheels, I have everything that I need to complete this build. I'm not going to show you the parts because that would spoil the fun. But I still need to figure out something to do on this wheel set. But I was looking at all my options. I even found this. I had a hub, a JG Bike hub set that I thought, oh, this will do it. I can take this rear hub with its HG driver up to 11 speeds. I can find some spokes, some spoke nipples, lace it into this rim. This JG Bike hub and HG driver, look at that, came pre-greased. Can you hear the clicking, engagement clicking there? I mean, this just, at least visual impressions and feeling this, a little heavy, but was going to be a good hub. It was 135, it was going to perfectly fit this frame. Just ran into one problem. Lacing it onto this rim, I counted the holes in that rim, and there are 28 of them. I counted these holes, and there are 32. So this is not going to work for my needs there, so I guess maybe I'll just save this for another project, but I will put a link to this down in the description. The lack of a hub means I'm still shopping for wheels, so that means I still have money going out or potentially going out for this bike, so I have saved that money for the future build. Just like if I was getting into biking and I was saving the money for a future of getting into mountain biking. Well, let me show you how things can happen that affect that money that you've been saving so that you don't get to use it on the project or on the bike that you intended to use it on. Instead, you have to use it on other things. So here's what happened to me. This is the bike barn. The floor that you are seeing here, all these walls, everything, that's the bike barn. If you're familiar with this channel, you know I do a lot of work out here. Not only on this channel, but on my Kev Reviews channel and a few others you just don't know about. But I will tell you, shameless plug here. If you like KevCentral, go subscribe to my Kev Reviews channel. I am desperate for 1,000 more subscribers on that channel so I can hit a threshold that will, end result, help KevCentral as well. So Kev Reviews and KevCentral happens all out here in the bike barn. The problem is, and how this relates to this particular build and the others that I was working on that I'm not going to have to postpone, This is an expense that I added to this barn. If you're part of my Kev Reviews channel, you'd already know. This is my Ventus X mini split. It was a big, big deal. When I converted the old bike barn from the old air conditioner that I had in here to a mini split system, it made a world of difference, especially with live streams. People could actually hear me. Problem is, this mini split. 3 years and 4 months, well, it didn't make it. It is no longer working, and the repairs to get this working again are going to cost way more than the total of this entire build, even if I bought brand new Bontrager wheel sets. So that money I've been saving, well, that's going to mini split. You know, got to have heating and cooling, because my bike barn, not only do I do a lot of work out here, it's also my triage for plants. I put sickly plants out here so I can't have it getting cold. What I'm getting at here is, if I had been saving for a bike that was going to cost me $1,000, $2,000, whatever it was going to cost, if it was going to take me a year to save up for it, well, that gets postponed for another year. And the likelihood would be that by the time that rolled around, something else has crept in, and I edited it out of this video, but these calipers, well, now they're working, but just a second ago, they weren't working. Well, there we go. See what it's doing there? I didn't turn it off. And I just put a new battery in it, and still it's getting wonky. So yeah, see? More expenditures, even though this one, not as much as that mini split, but it's still money that I didn't expect to spend. Money that's taken away from my build funds, my bike funds, keeping me from completing the purchase of a bike. If I already had the bike and I was working on it, even if my skills started progressing beyond the capabilities of that bike, doesn't mean you have to push the bike past its capabilities. I could still be riding it, getting my exercise, adding the parts. Maybe I come across a cheap part, throw it on the bike, get closer to my end goal. So I think the justification is there for building out bikes. And I just wanted to mention that, you know, life just sometimes gets in the way. And if you're one of those people that wants to save up and you can, that's great. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that. Budgeting is a great thing. So that's all I wanted to say. My build plans have changed a bit because I'm having to spend thousands of dollars that I didn't think I was going to have to spend, especially going into Christmas. Less than ideal, but hey, that's just life, right? As long as it's not medical stuff. And the thing is, because I'm already into mountain biking, because I buy budget bikes and upgrade them over time as my budget dictates and my needs and capabilities dictate, rather than just saving and waiting, I can stay healthier. And that increases my chances of being able to buy things and adapt when I have unnecessary expenses come in the way. I could still be riding. Heck, I can ride away all that stress. That's my opinions, the topic of this video. And again, head over to my Kev Reviews channel. Give that a sub, please. If you don't mind, even if you don't watch the content, just being a subscriber will help me reach a threshold. I would really appreciate it. And you might find some stuff over there that you're interested in too, because it seems that a lot of us cyclists have some similar interests, especially those of us that are into the mountain biking side of cycling. Thanks so much for watching this video. Have a great day and stay tuned, because, you know, having to adapt. We'll see where this ends up. Hopefully I can get this one done within the next maybe month or so, definitely before the end of the year. And then we'll see what happens after the end of the year, because I have so much more going and some new bikes for 2026. We'll talk about that when the time comes around. So you want to make sure you subscribe to this channel too. Thanks for watching and have a great day.